In this Flutter tutorial, we'll be learning about basic Dart programming and simple Flutter app development. This course is meant for absolute beginners who are interested in programming as well as mobile app development. So let's begin. So what is Flutter? Flutter is a UI toolkit that helps developers create applications for multiple platforms such as Android, iOS, macOS, and Windows. This just means that you can use Flutter to write code once and create application for multiple platforms using a single code base. Flutter also has pre-built widgets and useful tools for use cases such as debugging, building, and deploying apps. This just means that Flutter will help you in the process of writing code and make sure you get all the help in the process of developing your app. Think of Flutter as your guide and a friend. The gist of how Flutter works is that it will paint over the screen of whatever device you're using. So you're basically writing instructions for your device to paint over the screen. These instructions are written in Dart, so Flutter is powered by Dart programming language. In the most simplest form, think of Dart as a translator which takes this Dart programming language and tells your phone what to do. We have been talking about Dart, but what exactly is it? So Dart is a object-oriented programming language. An object-oriented programming language sounds difficult to understand, but just think of it as a way of writing code in an organized manner. You don't have to fully understand this concept for now, so follow along. Programming language basically means a way for us humans to write in a language that machines can understand. Machines can only understand binary. This means machines can only understand ones and zeros. This is where Flutter will also help us translate the instructions we write in Dart programming language to your phone. Dart has a simple syntax. The syntax of a programming language can be thought of as the grammar we use in human language. Without it, computer will not understand what you mean. Luckily, Dart has a simpler syntax, so it is beginner friendly. For now, just think of Flutter as your friend, translator, and a guide. So what do we need to start? We need Flutter SDK, Android Studio, Git, and VS Code. I will now give a short description about each of these softwares. Flutter refers to the Flutter Software Development Kit. Android Studio is an integrated development environment which has the proper tools for us to build and test our app in Android platform. Git is a version control program which is required for Flutter. It is basically a way for us to save our progress, just like one of those Pokemon games. It would help us save a point in which we can revert back to. Lastly, VS Code is a lightweight code editor. Think of this as a place where we write our code. I will now be guiding you on how to install all these softwares from my computer screen. So let's begin installing all the required softwares. So first, we need to install Flutter. Go to Google and search for Flutter. Get started. Depending on which operating system you are in, you are supposed to select your appropriate one. But I'm using Windows, so I'll click on Windows. Go down. Download the Flutter zip file. I already have it, so I won't be waiting for the download. Next, go to Google again and search for Git. Click on the download button and wait for the download to finish. After that, go to Android Studio. And click download again. I have all this downloaded already, so I won't be waiting for any downloads, or I will not be clicking on download buttons. And lastly, we'll be installing VS Code. Download for Windows. And after you've downloaded all the installers, you should begin installing all this. Firstly, let's start with Flutter SDK. You'll have a zip file. What you need to do is open or extract the zip file. So copy whatever is inside. Copy and open up your PC. I'll be putting it in my C drive. And inside your C drive, create a file called src. Inside src, paste the Flutter SDK file. Let me do that again. You can just drag. So after everything has been copied, what you need to do is copy the path of the bin folder of Flutter. So after you've just pasted it, click on Flutter, go inside bin, copy the path, then search for environment variables. After that, click on environment variables, go down, look for path, double click, new, then paste the path. Press OK, OK. So what I just did here was adding Flutter to our environment path. So how you can check if the Flutter has been installed properly is open up terminal by searching for terminal. And over here, you can type out Flutter Doctor. So if you get this message, your Flutter is installed correctly. So moving on, let's install the other software. Downloads. Okay, let's install Git. Click on the installer. Next. Next. Yes. Next. Just follow along. After that, let's install Android Studio. Click on the installer. Now finally, let's install VS Code. And we are done. In the next video, we'll be going through Dart programming language, where I'll be teaching you the basics of the programming language. After that, we will finally begin learning Flutter. So that is it for this video, and See you in the next one.